Try Swedish bacon, leaner than...
Sega TV!
It's movie time!
Wine! This place is a pigsty! Wait! A duel to prove our superiority! Use your weapon!
What a bore. This is the Megadrive 2, one of the most powerful 16-bit machines ever made. Go on, pig. Make my day.
Here, stop hogging it.
This is the end! And this is the other end! Mega CD! So, try Swedish bacon!
Try Megadrive. That's a real pig.
So the Sega Megadrive 2 or Genesis 2 has an inherent flaw, apart from somebody stealing the feet off the bottom of this particular one. It's the power socket. Because it's connected straight to the printed circuit board, it tends to come loose. So if you ever buy a Megadrive or a Megadrive 2 and you have this issue, it's a fairly simple fix which we're going to go through here. So first off, 4 crosshead screws. The good thing with this console is everything's held together with crosshead screws. So as long as you've got a crosshead screwdriver, you can take it apart quite easily. Well, I say quite easily, I don't think this one's ever been apart. So this one little screw was a little bit tricky, but comes out fairly easy. So just collecting up all the screws there. Top comes off. First thing, just having a look at the springs. They look fairly decent. Again, that's just to protect the cartridge port. And if we look at the shielding underneath, we can see no moisture's really got in there at all, because no rust spots, no dull spots on it. It looks quite good. There's our power socket that we need to repair. These smaller screws are what hold the shielding down. These slightly longer ones are what hold the case down. So now just undoing all the screws on the shielding. They're all around the edge here. And there's some holes which don't have any screws in at all, just to make it really confusing. So make a point of noting where you take the screws out. So this top shielding was a little bit tricky to come off. Again, because I don't think this has ever been off before, the tabs are still quite springy on there, and they're holding against the bottom half of the shield quite nicely still. Finally comes off to reveal the printed circuit board underneath. Now I don't know why, but someone, again there's something in the factory to check these particular chips, but someone's marked the top of them with a marker pen or something. I'm guessing just a quality control. You can see a little bit of dust has got around that cartridge port as well, which is to be expected for the age of the machine. Now this is our third size screw, so as you can see, smaller screws are for the shielding, that large screw is to hold down the cartridge port, and then the middle range ones are the ones to hold the case together. So if we take this off, kind of got to tilt it forward to get under the joystick ports, get them out of the casing. And now we can see our loose power socket. So that's just a little clip, I believe, just again support the printed circuit board where you're forcing the cartridge down, just to give it some support to stop it flexing too much. Just thought I'd have a look under this shield as well, just to see. Very little dust has got into this one, which is nice. There's a little number stamped on there which has come through to the other side. I'm assuming that's just a manufacturing part number for the shielding. We'll leave that back in there. Move that out of the way. Now we can have a look at this power socket. So because it's on the printed circuit board directly, faults of it over the years, you can see the actual solder has kind of snapped. And all we need to do is just reflow that solder and we should have a working Sega Megadrive again. So even though these ones aren't cracked, I'm just going to add a little bit of extra solder to them just to reinforce them a little bit. And this is the one that's causing the problem, I believe, is it was just completely snapped. So with this particular Megadrive, when you switched it on, you were getting, sometimes you were getting it working, sometimes not, depending on where that socket was sitting. Now I'm just giving the socket a little wiggle test there just to make sure that is holding tight. Just going to spray the bottom of this. So it seems to be covered with some kind of grease or something, which I'm assuming is part of the production process for this. Again, I try cleaning it off with some isopropyl alcohol, but it's very sticky. It's almost like, the best way to describe it would be like if someone smeared Vaseline over the bottom of it. You can hear how sticky that is. For now, I'm just going to leave it on there. It's not causing any harm. Probably stopping rust or decay happening on the board as well, so I'll leave that be. So just reinserting the printed circuit board here, and again, you've kind of got to feed it forward first to get the two controller ports back through the casing. And then you've got the large holes in the actual printed circuit board itself to locate it properly. That looks like it's in position. Again, you just need to wiggle it around a little bit and eventually you'll just hear it click into place. So just going to give this a little clean up. Again, the points I'm going for here are the cartridge ports, the reset button and the power button, because this is again where any dirt's going to get in, any dirt or dust is mainly going to get in on this particular model. So just going to give that a little clean up. And it's the cartridge port itself. A lot of dust come off there, especially around the outer edge of that board as well. So just clear, you can see there's lots of bits of dust that have accumulated. Again, overall though, not too bad at all. But while we got it open, we might as well give it a clean. So just need to put the top shielding back on again. Just where them fins are, they just make contact with the bottom part of the shielding. Now I'm just going to get some wipes. So before I put the top of the casing on, I'm just going to give it a little clean up. Now unfortunately with the Megadrive 2, they put these little recesses in there which kind of collect the dirt and grime. So what I found the best thing to do is just get a pair of tweezers and just push a cloth in there just to kind of try and clear some of that dust away. But it will accumulate again just because it's the nature of the design. Then with the buttons, you can remove them. They've just got two little clips that kind of hold them in place. So if you undo the clips and then you can just push the button through. And with that out of the way, you can now clean in round the power and the reset buttons quite easily. This particular one's the power button, so just give that a little clean. So again, if any grime or grit's got down there. So with a lot of Megadrives, it tends to be around the reset button. The reset button will be quite sticky. Get it where it's not working properly, and it is literally just down to the reset button stuck in the down position, and it's just constantly trying to reset itself all the time. So again, just give that a little push out. And do the same again. Just give it a little clean out in there. Now them white marks are on top of the case as well. I believe they're scratches, but I'm going to try taking a pencil eraser to them, see if that can help them at all. I'm not sure if it's pen marks or if it is just a scratch. It's hard to say, but it's kind of discoloured the plastic a little there, and you can kind of see them. But for now, we just want to put this back together again and see if it's actually working. So just put our 4 screws in place. So just put our power in, and I'm just going to give it a little wiggle test. Now before, this was going on and off all the time if you slightly touch that power socket. And as you can see now, that all looks good. So I'm going to try a game in there. Megadrive 2 compared to the Megadrive 1 has a different video input, so you need that smaller one for the Megadrive 2 or Genesis 2. And we're going to try Bubba and Sticks out here and see how we get on. Looking good. So just with the game on, I just wanted to try it again just to make sure that is definitely holding properly, and it is. The game's not switching off or resetting or anything. So that's all done, that's looking good. And again, so if you ever buy a Megadrive 2 and it doesn't power on, I would say this is the first thing you need to look at. It is a very simple fix. As long as you've got a soldering iron and you're happy to open it up, give it a try. And with that, I will see you on the next one.
Sega Megadrive 2, 16-bit powerhouse of games for 500 megabits of action, 72 kilobytes of RAM, 512 color palettes. Just plug it in and watch the screen and hold your breath.